Hello, this is the Blimey Cow YouTuber, and welcome back to another video. And today I'll be watching Messy Monday's Stupid Internet Debates. Then I'll be commentating on it and reading some of the comments thereunder. So, without any further ado, let's just get right into it.
Oh, hey guys, I'm just typing out this really good argument defending my position on a current event facing this nation. It's very important that I get this right because everyone deserves my reaction to the latest news story of the day. And sent! Now everyone on Facebook will know how things really are. Oh, somebody replied to my post. Oh no. They refuted all of my arguments. People are gonna read my status and then side with them. Ugh, I hate when I have to monitor Facebook all day. Is it just me? Or are internet debates not doing much to actually encourage critical thought? I mean, why are these internet arguments so prevalent?
Okay. But are internet arguments really any different than normal arguments? I suppose I might be defending the internet arguer a little heavily because I have been a pretty serious internet arguer in the past, but still. I guess there are certain places where you can just get shouted down just because there's more people on one side than the other. But there's been times where I've had productive debates on the internet. With people. And I don't know, I guess any argument you can make against having an internet debate can be made against having a normal in-person debate. Yeah, you're not going to change anybody's mind most of the time, but that's can be said about real life as well. And yeah, you can be grossly outnumbered, but that can happen in real life as well. I don't know. I just feel like people who get upset about internet debates would be hard pressed to demonstrate why it's different when you debate someone in real life.
If there was less blah 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 in this country, there'd be a lot more blah blah blah.
Oh yeah? Well, I think that blah 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 isn't such a bad thing, and that means I think that blah 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 is good!
You're a blah blah blah.
Blah, 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 blah. How is this helpful? In what crazy world does arguing on the internet actually change anybody's mind? I mean...
See, exactly, you can make that argument about arguing in person. Yeah, that's about all I have.
Has this ever even happened once?
Oh wait, no, he's gonna. I was about to say yes, but I'm gonna watch it for.
Hey man, this article you just posted is completely false for all kinds of reasons, but I'll just state a few. Blah, 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 and blah. Also, you're a blah for everything in the first place.
Wow, you are so right. I am completely wrong in the way that I think. Thanks for pointing that out and showing me that I am a complete moron for ever thinking that in the first place.
Oh, you are so welcome. I'll be back next time you decide to post a stupid article.
That sounds just fantastic, thank you. No.
Yes. I've been on the receiving end and the sending end of that interaction. I've on at least one occasion each. Now, usually what will happen is it'll be a small issue, and I'll come around, or I'll bring the other person around to a different point of view on that small issue, but not change my mind or their mind on the broader scope of things. But yeah, that absolutely can and does happen. It's just, I'm not even going to say it's rarer than that happening in real life, because I don't think it is, and I think internet debates can be more productive than in-person debates if you have two mature individuals who are willing to consider what the other person is saying. Because you can pause and think about your responses longer than would be comfortable or natural in real time, and you can bring up sources that you might not have access to if you're just debating in person. Now, that does bring up the fact that internet debates are easier for a less informed, less less intelligent person to hold their own in. But that's not necessarily the end of the world. I mean, it might be the end of that debate, as that person just refuses to participate in a sane, mature conversation. But that can also happen in real life as well. So, again, we're just coming back to the point that it's not internet debates that's the problem. Whatever.
It's usually a lot more like this.
Hey man, that article you just posted is completely false for a whole lot of reasons, but I'll just state a few. Blah.
Oh my good grief, I cannot believe what they just said to me over the Facebooks. Actually, what they said makes a little bit of sense, but it doesn't matter because I'm always right. I know exactly what I have to say to make myself feel like I know everything. Well, you're an idiot! We don't argue on the internet to prove anyone wrong. We argue on the internet to prove to ourselves that we're right. We argue because we're scared that we could be wrong. And I know people will say, hey, I'm not afraid, and I don't need to prove to myself that I'm right. I know I'm right. Oh.
Okay. So if we just shut up and don't participate in debate, we lose. That's just a fact, because if you don't if you're not winning, you're losing. I mean, I hate to put it like that, but that's the truth. Okay. I guess what I'm saying is you can't just boycott a whole aspect of the culture war if you want to, or whatever the issue that you're on one side of supporting is. I guess what I'm saying is that whatever you think you're accomplishing by avoiding conversation, you're not.
Okay, well in that case, what's the point of arguing on the internet in the first place? Do you know how many people's minds have been changed because of online debates?
Do you know how many people's minds have been changed by in-person debates? No, you don't. But can I also just point out the irony that the majority of Blimey Cow's videos are essentially a one-sided online debate, or at least like they're always trying to make some point, which is essentially what you do in a debate. Whatever.
Ever? I'm gonna go with like less than 0.001%.
So you're gonna opt for a percent? 0.001%. That's what? 1 in 100,000? Yeah, it's 1 in 100,000. I'm going to say you came up with that percentage on the spot and didn't think about it before you said it. 100,000. 1 in 100,000. That's what you think? I guess I've got really good luck.
You're either debating because you're insecure and have to defend your position online to prove to yourself that you're right, or you are literally dumb enough to think that you're going to be one of the first people in history to ever change anybody's mind over the internet. Take your pick! There are like...
Again, you can make this argument. You know what? I'm gonna stop what I was saying. I'm gonna say this. What I hate about people that say things like about people that like dislike, you just dislike this, you just dislike debate. You don't want to deal with the fact that people have different opinions and that some issues are important enough to try to change people's minds about. And that is a reality. There are important issues that some people are very wrong about, and it is important to talk to them and to change people's minds about things. And people that get on to people for having debates or arguments simply can't live with that fact. That's my perception of it anyways. That's my experience with from times I've had people get onto my case.
like 300 million people in this country, and every single one of them has a different opinion on things. And that's fine! But even if it weren't, and this cannot be overstated, you cannot change anybody's mind over an internet debate. I mean, this just isn't gonna happen. I'm sorry. And if you want to get into an online debate about how I'm wrong about that, you'll end up just proving that I'm right. So if you can't change anyone's mind, why even worry about it? If it bothers you that other people have different opinions than yours, get off the internet and only hang out with people that agree with you. Problem solved. But
isn't that what you're trying to do here? I don't know. I'm not liking this video. Well, I don't know. This is one. Look, I get it. You don't like arguments, debates, discussions. You don't like. It is a drain on the human person to engage in debate and to some extent to see other people engage in debate. I get that. But that doesn't make it any less important that it happens.
no, you have to make sure that everyone knows exactly how you think all the time.
And like 5 people liked my reply to his ridiculous status update. It was the funniest thing of all time. And then he deleted my comment as soon as he got back online.
Man, some people are so dumb.
Yeah, they're just asking for it.
Oh, I know. I can't believe you guys missed it. Anyways, I deactivated my Facebook again, but I had to say something.
Look,
I hate hipster Josh. That was one of my proudest moments. I made someone delete their Twitter account. It was pretty epic. I'm not gonna get. All right, basically, I tweeted, I retweeted some tweet from the New York Post, and this guy gets on my case. He's like, "Hey, look at this Texan," in quotes, retweeting this post from the New York Post. And so I go into his tweet history and find one where he find a tweet where he retweeted the New York Times, and I'm like, "Hey, look at this Texan retweeting the New York Times," and then like 2 minutes later, his Twitter account was completely gone. I even had one of my friends check it out to see if he hadn't just blocked me. That was funny. Anyways.
I know it's a really hard pill to swallow. That even the greatest, most brilliant Facebook or Twitter post that has ever been conceived by man will never change anybody's mind. And you know why it won't, right? Because everyone else is just as insecure as you are. The same reaction that you have when you see something on the internet that you disagree with, no matter how well put it is the same reaction someone else has when they disagree with something that you've posted online. And I really think that the world would be a much better place if we would all just realize that. But we don't. We just wait until the next media-manufactured frenzy begins and we'll all pick a side and just start babbling on and on about how we're right and everyone else is wrong. And nothing will actually come of it except some people might get their feelings hurt and others will think really highly of themselves because they got the last word in a status war. Big deal. I mean, Jesus could not be more proud.
Congrats.
Okay. That was a lot. Golly, what am I thinking? Look, I think the ideal scenario would be if like if we could just be let alone, like have some freedom as humans and individuals, um, and not be bothered by what other people, not not be bothered with what other people are doing. That would be so nice. But the unfortunate fact is we don't live in a utopia. And as easy as it would be for everyone to just make me king and let me rule, just set up my utopia, there's still too many people that haven't come around to the idea of doing that. Um, so yeah, now we're stuck yelling at each other over media manufactured frenzies, as he put it.
Congratulations, we hereby award you the title of Best Online Comment Debater.
Thank you, I worked very hard for this. So do I get a prize?
Yup.
Instead of actually doing
Alright, that was pretty funny.
something about anything, we've decided it's much safer and easier to just make ourselves look good over the cyber universe. And we will probably go down in history as the most selfish, self-important era in history for it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to patrol my newsfeed for a while. There are just so many stupid people out there waiting to affirm my intellectual superiority. I will find them, and I will destroy them with my vicious rhetoric. Coming to a status near you.
Alright. So, it's not that he doesn't make good points in this one. It's just that they're not... I don't think they're the points he thought he was making, if that makes any sense. Like, he's making all these points against online debates that could really just go for any debate, but shouldn't go for any debate. Anyways, what remains is that debate is still going to be an important aspect of of human life. I don't know. Alright. I'm losing brain cells, so I'm gonna go look at the comments because I can't make up anything to say of my own. Alright, so I picked out 4 comments that are, I don't know if they're representative. I just picked them out because I kind of like them, and I think they will help me touch on more of what I want to touch on. At Mr. 556 by 45mm says, my favorite kind of debates are the kinds where you type out a long post and quote sources and articles supporting your argument, and people don't look at what you said, or people don't like what you said, so they try to change the topic and make you look like an idiot. My favorite type of debate is where you make an appeal to common sense, logic, and common knowledge, because 90% of the time the people that make the sources and articles are retarded, and you can find a source or article supporting pretty much anything if you try hard enough. Also, that's a little academic for the average internet debate. If you're like a couple of middle-aged professors, and you've got like 5 years to go back and forth about one thing, then sources and articles are probably the way to go. But I don't know. I just don't really have respect at this point for people with credentials, because the number of times that I've had debates with people who really should know what they're talking about, and they just didn't because they're retarded. I don't anymore. At Julie every freaking day says, wow, this guy totally changed my mind about internet debates. I used to think they were good, but now I think they're dumb. Thanks, Jordan. I kind of hope you're not being serious. Because if you're being serious, then that's a self-defeating comment. I assume you're being sarcastic, and if so, that's kind of a genius comment. At Awesome's Uncool Friend says, internet debates can be useful, usually not to the people posting, but I like to read civil debates to help me make up my mind about things. It helps me to get both sides of an argument before forming my opinion. And that's something I wanted to touch on that I didn't really know how to bring up, is that most of the time I don't really care about changing the mind of whoever I'm arguing with, because obviously if they're arguing with me about it, they've probably already got their mind made up. Although, again, like I said, there have been times where I have been able to alter someone's opinion. But it's often more so just about making a good argument for your side, so that people reading in the comment section can be like, hey, this guy on this side is being a moron and using insults, and this other guy is making an intelligent case and being civil, and he's making these good points. I'm going to take his side. In other words, to convince other people other than the person you're arguing with. And then lastly, at Wyvern1 says, I just get into debates because I like debates. They're fun, and they're a way to hear other people's thoughts. I used to like debates. Unfortunately, now I'm 20 and I hate everything. But hopefully that'll pass. But yeah, I mean that's another side of the thing, is like you can debate simply because you enjoy debating. I don't particularly want to hear other people's thoughts because most people are freaking retarded. I'm sorry. Anyways, the point is, it's good to have that perspective, so you can know that you're making informed decisions, I guess. And I guess this is my outro section. I just want to I'll leave you with this. This is my policy, I guess, for debate and for just life in general, I guess, is let me see. Let me see if I can get this right. So you hold on to what, stand for what you know is right, question what you think is right, consider what you think is wrong, and reject what you know is wrong. So basically, what that means is there are certain truths so important and fundamental and so obvious that it's not worth questioning them. So that's stand for what you know is right. Then question what you think is right is anything you believe that you're not 100% sure on, you be very careful to make sure that you're correct before you go acting on it or teaching it to other people or anything like that. Then consider what you think is wrong. Again, conversely, anything that you don't believe, that you're not 100% certain is false, you be very cautious and very careful to consider all the merits of its consider all its merit before acting on it or acting against it and teaching against it. And then lastly, there are certain ideas, certain lies so insidious and toxic and corrosive that it's just not worth considering them. So blatantly false and evil that you just have to reject them no matter what. So yeah, that's my guidelines for debate and thought and discussion and what have you. But yeah, this video's gone on for way too long. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. Well, thank you all very much for watching. Subscribe to Blimey Cow if you haven't already for whatever reason.